1990, assembly was completed on CMI's new Pr-1200-Fl, and it went to the test track. With 1,200 horsepower and a total weight of 148,000 pounds, it was heralded as the world's largest rotomill. The big question was, could it possibly live up to the high expectations that everyone had? After all, the specifications were impressive. A cutting width of 12.5 feet, with optional cutters up to 16 feet. A cutting depth of up to 15 inches. Direct mechanical drive, which has proven over the years to be the most trouble-free. 54-inch wide seamless conveyors to handle the tremendous volume of material. Front loading with the option of rear loading. 3-track design with 4-way selectable steering. And of course, hydramation control. The operator station is forward of the cutter for best visibility. Controls are simple and reliable. Construction is so solid that it can easily be converted for surface mining. Throughout the series of tests, only minor changes were needed. Then, when everyone was satisfied, the Pr-1200 was ready for a real job. Self-contained running gear is installed onto the cutter housing. This eliminates the need for a second trailer. The mainframe loads onto a specialized heavy-duty low-bed trailer. It was a proud day when the world's largest rotomill pulled out of the CMI plant and headed west. Destination was Kingman, Arizona, where Arizona Pavement Profiling was milling a 300,000 square yard section of Interstate 40 in preparation for resurfacing. There were actually 2 projects being done simultaneously. Combined, they covered 13.5 miles of 4-lane interstate. Milling depths ranged from 3 to 4.5 inches in medium hard asphalt. In each section, the overlay be 1/2 inch less than the depth of cut. The new Pr-1200 went to work immediately and performed like a veteran. The 1200 did a variety of jobs, milling ramps and intersections, as well as mainline interstate and shoulders. In spite of its enormous size, it was able to cut around tight radius curves with accuracy. There was a Cat Pr-1000 on the same job, so a direct comparison of the two machines was inevitable. Here the 1000 is trimming 1 inch off the shoulder and moving at 65 feet per minute. If the 1000 goes any faster, it leaves a chevron pattern in the surface, which is not acceptable. When the 1200 took a similar 1 inch cut off the shoulder, its speed was a remarkable 175 feet per minute. And still the pattern was acceptable. The depth of the cut on the main line varied from 3 to 4.5 inches. Here the 1200 is cutting 3.5 inches at a speed of 66 feet per minute. When cutting 4.5 inches, speed was limited more by availability of trucks than by the capability of the machine. On one occasion, it was checked at 85 feet per minute, and at that rate, it loaded 1,700 tons per hour. Maximum speed of the Cat 1000 was 35 feet per minute on a 4.5 inch cut, which resulted in loading 700 tons per hour. It is unusual that a totally new machine can go right to work on a tough assignment and perform like a tried and true piece of equipment. But then, the Cmi Pr-1200 is not a usual machine. In fact, when the designer is pinned down, he will admit that it even surpassed his expectations. The Pr-1200 is unquestionably the most productive pavement profiler ever made.